So Lindy has sent me to the thrift store to try and find some things for her to flip or upcycle. So I just got here in the car and we will go see what we can find for Lindy. So my thrift store splurge is done. I spent $6.61. I mean, I'm more partial to things that are wood because you can actually do stuff to repurpose them. I don't think she has to use them all, but if she can use some of them, then I think that's a win.
Can I see?
Right now?
Yeah.
We got bowls.
A lot of bowls. What is this? Is this a bowl?
I think that's for nuts.
Is it?
I don't know. It's a nut bowl. Thing. So these, I was thinking you could use as a hat.
I'm definitely not gonna do that.
Okay, I got this bad boy.
Just like a pencil holder?
Yeah.
This is great. I can do something with this.
Okay, and then we got this box.
It is a little bit falling apart.
That's part of reworking it. I mean,
You got me all wooden things?
yeah.
I genuinely thought he was gonna be a lot meaner to me.
I think I'm a mean person.
No, I bet you were gonna try to be tough. But like, I can do stuff with wood. Challenge accepted.
So.
Okay, I gotta go get to work. To the garage! I'm going to make something out of these two bowls that Russell thrifted. They're slightly different in like thickness and size and stuff, but I don't think you're gonna notice when I'm done that they're different. I just have to do some measurements now and then figure out how to cut these safely. I have to cut this, but it's hollow on the other side, and then I have to cut it again, and it's gonna be more hollow. So I'm gonna go ask Russell. I wanna ask him, so I'm doing this the safest way, and I'm not sure which tool is the safest for this.
My biggest concern cutting this bowl was that it was going to move or turn on me while I was cutting, which obviously would be very dangerous. So Russell helped me set up the miter saw with a stop block and told me to make sure that I'm holding the parts of the bowl that aren't hollow, and that worked great.
So Russell says these are teak, which I did not know. But I don't want to ruin the finish really. I just want to sand them a little bit because like obviously my pencil lines, and then one of them, this one especially, it's a bit scratched up. So I'm gonna sand them lightly with this instead of using the power sander, and then give it another coat of polyacrylic probably. These look amazing. I'm really happy with them. And the plan is to use these L brackets on here, and that's kind of the bookend with this part going under the books. Because of the width that I have here is not very much, if I were to drill into these L brackets, it would stick out the front, which I don't like the look of. I really would like this to be hidden back a bit so that it's not noticeable, but then the holes don't line up and I can't drill into them. So instead, I am using this stuff. It's like a moldable glue. I think it's kind of like a sticky tack that you put on, and it should make this stick in place. So I'm gonna use the black so that it blends into my bracket, and we'll see if that works. Definitely feels like sticky putty.
And here is what the bookends looked like when I was done. I am so happy with this. Full disclosure, I did drop a bowl on the counter at one point and the sucra stuff did break off, but I just built it again and have been careful and I've had no other issues with it. So it seems to be holding strong now, but I mean, custom teak bookends for only a couple dollars. I'm pretty happy with this DIY.
Next project, Russell found this little wooden number for me, and honestly it's great as it is. I like the shape of it. I like the circle inside. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna use it for something other than a pencil holder. But first I have to sand it all down and just refinish it. Yeah, let's get started on that.
Once everything was sanded, I just re-stained and refinished the top and bottom. I used an ebony gel stain on the bottom and dark walnut stain at the top. And then because I am planning to use this around water, I gave it a couple thick coats of polyacrylic to protect the finish.
So I'm in my bathroom. This has been the plan all along for my little pencil holder. I wanted to have a way to corral my kids' toothbrushes, basically. But I'm going to take it one step further and actually hang it on the tile with the same moldable glue stuff that I used earlier. So this stuff is really versatile. It's supposed to be able to stick to tile. So I'm gonna stick it on, see if it lasts, and let you guys know.
This one wasn't really a DIY project. I just updated the piece and repurposed it. But here's what it looked like on the countertop, and here's what it looks like hanging on the tile. I really love the look of the piece. I think it was a really good find, and I'm glad we were able to find a use for it. But I do have some more DIYs, so let's jump into them.
Okay, so now I'm gonna work on this guy, and I'm gonna keep it as a box, honestly, but just revamp it a little bit so that it's a little bit nicer. I'm going to just take this top off. I don't need the glass, I don't want the texture. So I'm gonna take this off and just build a new MDF top to go on it. These are a whole bunch of dowels from the dollar store, and I'm just gonna use them to add texture all along the sides. I think that's gonna look good. And then paint it all.
I could tell that the box was not very square. You can see here how much the dowel sticks out. And to fix this, I decided just to glue those inner pieces in place and clamp them to the sides so that would hold everything nice and square. While that was getting squared up, I measured the side of the box and started cutting my dollar store dowels to size. I just put a block on the miter saw again so that I didn't have to measure every dowel and I could cut them all quickly. And then I measured and cut the dowels for the long sides of the box as well. Then I used a sanding pad to sand all of my cut edges to get them nice and smooth before moving on to the lid. All I did for the lid was trace the old lid onto some 1/2-inch MDF and cut it out with the miter saw. When it came time to attach all the dowels, I used construction adhesive because we had it on hand, smoothed everything out, and then carefully added the dowels in place. I also did this to the sides of the lid so everything would look smooth and continuous. I took the tape off of these. They look so good. Look at this. Look at that. It's so nice. I'm so happy with it. I was originally going to use the same hinges for the lid that it came with, but I realized with the dowels in place that the hinges would no longer work. So instead I cut a few little tabs of MDF and I attached those to the inside of the lid so that the lid would sit on nice and snug.
Russell would hate if he saw me doing this without measuring exactly where everything should go.
Once the glue was dry, the final step was to paint it all with a glossy black spray paint. And here's how it turned out. I love this piece. I think it would be beautiful for like holding jewelry, storing anything on a vanity or on a desk, or just added as a prop on a shelf. It's just a really nicely designed piece now. So we also got these bowls. I decided to use them together for another project. I am gonna sand them down. Obviously they're a little bit wrecked. Mostly just scuff them because I'm gonna paint it again so it doesn't have to be all the way sanded down. But I'm just gonna do something like this. Make a little decorative piece that sits on the shelf. I think that's actually gonna look really nice once it's all one solid color. And they almost fit exactly together. So it's kind of meant to be. Once everything was sanded, I used wood glue and a large clamp to attach them together until the glue dried. And finally, I gave it a coat of spray paint, this time in a matte black finish. And here's how my little sculptural bowl turned out. I do not think anyone would guess that this was a thrift flip. It looks like something you would buy in a high-end store, and I love the look of it, especially for just decorating my vignettes and my shelves. So what do you think of my projects?
They turned out really cool. My favorite has to be the bookends. I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was cool too.
And I think it's a bonus too. That I'm pretty sure that's teak. It's bougie.
I am really happy with these projects. I would love to know what you guys think, what your favorite one was, and if you think we should make Russell do the same challenge.
But I would have like way more creative license. I could go pick my own things.
No, and I would probably be a little bit meaner.
That's not nice.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know your favorite DIY in the comments below. And as always, hit the bell so you don't miss out on future thrift flips.
Thanks for watching.